is Tuesday morning, 6:45 a.m. Already done some picking. Still a few to go on Bricklink and a bunch on Brick Owl as well. Why is it Tuesday? Well, it was a holiday weekend here in WA, and I also had the weekend off, so we do have a little bit of a backlog, but that's okay. That's why I'm up early picking. We started the week, because I screen grabbed it, at 593, 387, which is a all-time high, although lots has dipped under the 14,000 and is continuing to since then. Yeah, got to work on that one, especially if I want to catch up to the big boys. I've also been working on a brand new spreadsheet which kind of does all of the calculations for me and things like that. So just kind of working my way through this. It's a bit of more of an all-in-one kind of at a glance thing, and it allows me to do some more kind of projections and graphs and things off of it. So that's pretty cool. What have I picked already? The easy ones. Started with the easy ones because you kind of tick some numbers off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all at one time. Mixed flower pot heading up to NT. This is definitely some kind of modular, although I'm not sure about the hoods. Maybe it's kind of a monastery or something like that. Dark blue tiles, some medium nougat, whatever you want to call it, that kind of thing going on in there. Very Star Warsy feeling parts, classic kind of parts. This one feels a bit Harry Potterish, but could equally be Castle. Tie interceptor, polybag, and one brick with studs on the side, and then a load of clone heads, some rifles, one of those chrome lightsabers with a yellow blade. So a nice little easy start to it. Not sure how many are still to go. Let me just have a look over here. Back to home. So we've still got 14 to pick, of which there's a real mixed bag of stuff in there. I won't show you because you see people's names. Anyway, I might do a little bit of head cam while I pick. Got another, well, I'll be picking tonight as well because I need to catch up on that. I picked up a whole bunch of parts as well over the weekend. There's some boxes to pick up elsewhere, probably tomorrow now. So there is some more stuff coming into the store, which is good as we kind of chase towards the goal that we're heading for. But I am conscious that lot count has dropped a fair bit. Most of that's because the used is selling out. You know, the used adds so much to the store when you put it in, because it's kind of the same parts as new. You get a lot of variety and stuff like that. But from a picking time point of view, without using all the locations, it's pretty slow. So there's a bit of a consideration needed there about whether or not we start utilising some of this space for some selected use, perhaps more high value stuff or high volume turnover stuff. Anyway, all bits and pieces like that. And I've also got a piece of software that I'm testing this week. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show it or anything like that, but lucky enough to get a chance to have a little go at it. So that will be something perhaps for later in the week, because the beginning of the week is going to be fairly full on as we work through bunches of order lists. But that's where we're at, so it's good. Brick Freedom saying we're up on last month. You know, May, was it May? Yeah, May was probably the second best month of the year after January, so that's a nice little rebound after some dark days. So heading in the right direction. Let's continue the picking now, and then I'll pick it up tonight, and we'll wrap it all up tonight because I need it all out in the post, given that it's been a bit slack over the few days with the holiday. But you do need a rest from time to time. As promised, just answering a couple of the questions. So the Tokaman asked, what do I do with the instructions? Do I advertise that they've already been scanned? And the answer is no. I don't advertise it. I'm not sure many sellers do, but those points do come invaluable when you're kind of buying parts. You know, they soon rack up, when you're doing big part outs, and those, you get a discount for them, or you're buying kind of stuff that you collect. And I do collect odds and sods, usually Star Wars kind of related stuff, but no, I don't advertise them as that. But I'm interested to hear if other sellers do or don't advertise instructions sold with or without the VIP insider points scanned or not scanned. And if you don't, do you add the value of the scan to the price of the instructions? Interesting one. Cooper Payne 48 suggested I bought or I should buy a cardboard shredder for the ever ongoing issues with my cardboard piles and stuff like that. I had a look at it. They're expensive, so probably not, given that getting the bin collected is free, or taking it to the recycling depot is also free. But I guess that's how they make that kind of honeycomb packaging. Maybe if they had one of those machines, that might be useful if you were selling a lot of stuff that you wanted protective packaging. That would be a pretty cool thing. But anyone got one? Again, comments down below. And the final is not really a question, but Goldie Brickzone, who is an seller here in Australia as well, commented that he'd also received an NSS for the first time this week after missing one part in an order. So again, if you are buyers and you're missing a single part, always just reach out to the seller. I'm sure they will want to sort out the issue rather than go through the rigmarole of an NSS or whatever. We aren't trying to annoy you all. Mistakes happen, and sellers are generally trying to do their utmost, so always reach out first. So if you've got questions, I'll probably make this a regular slot, really, answering questions while you're watching me wander around picking or parting out or whatnot. Leave them down below for next week, and I'll kind of cover off bits and pieces like this in the future. In the meantime, let's get back to the music. Tuesday evening. It's been a busy old day with work, and then coming home and picking. And it has been a lot of picking, and I'm still not finished. But I'm going to call it a day here and start bright and breezy in the morning. As you can see, the bench is looking pretty full. So I'll probably get up first thing and do all the postage stuff, and then continue picking. Currently sitting at, still got another 6 orders to pick, 244 lots, so that is about an hour and a half, I reckon's worth of picking. So you've seen most of these, a couple of those sand green Technic bricks that you find in the original Slave 1, in fact, and I can't quite remember where we were up to, so bear with me. Dark blue grey, azure blue, red, black, and all of that, light blue grey. A little bit of black and white action in that one. A whole heap of light blue grey. I'm going to guess that this is the Millennium Falcon being rebuilt because of the parts and because of that checkerboard part there. I'm going with the Millennium Falcon. Dark orange, dark green, all sorts going on in that one as well. That's quite an interesting one. A couple of minifigures. We've got a Death Trooper Commander, the one with the pauldron, and we've got an old school Darth Vader, that one going on eBay. Then we're into the bigger orders. We've got what have we got? Reddish brown, white, medium lavender, orange, and then a mixed bag in that one. Dark tan, dark blue grey, and a little bit of assortment in that one. We've got an awful lot of window panes in that one, a whole heap of white, in fact clearing me out of most of the things. Pearl gold jumper plates and a whole bunch of 1x1 square tiles for that one. One of these is going to Japan. Which one is that? Could be this one. Could be that one. Interesting. The international orders continue, and then run out of space so much I'm over here, so if the light looks weird it's because I'm in the way of it. There you go. This buyer had requested not to use many bags, so someone being environmentally conscious. Some minifigure parts in there, knights. There's also a bit of a Hoth Commander piece in there. This one's a lot of parts, kind of olive leaves, a lot of reddish brown, and some white circle plates. Belinda, regular buyer, a whole lot of Technic axles. Always buys interesting parts, white and tan, reddish brown all the way. And this one is a real little mixed bag, lots of individual kind of 1s and 2s here and there, which was pretty quick to pick. But yeah, so 21 of those all in all. One of those is sold as well, but I haven't got to that order yet. And the missus did some picking for me on the volume stuff, so that's waiting for an order. I didn't mention that I picked up one of those just to see what the minifigures look like whilst I was away, and a whole bunch of parts, which I'll show you tomorrow, because kind of it's 9:30. Need to start winding down, decompressing after a full-on day with the work, and tomorrow it's work with this work, and then some work, which makes for a very dull boy, doesn't it, really? But that is life at the moment. But hopefully it means there'll be plenty of funds for investing in stock, which is what we're all about, isn't it? Clearing out of a fair few things. We're on a new page of that already today. But yeah, it's a lot in it, which is good. When it fills up the bench like that, you do start to feel a bit claustrophobic, which is just me being nonsense, isn't it? But anyway, so you saw a little bit of the picking, which was, I think it was maybe that order and this one, was it? Or was it that one? That one and this one. Can't remember now. Anyway, I don't know whether, because I've already recorded that and not put the vlog together, I don't know whether to do music over the top of it or to actually talk over the top of it about something, maybe answer questions whilst it's playing. That could be something to do, couldn't it? Anyway, right, so that's Tuesday done and dusted. Wednesday tomorrow, and as I say, there's a lot to get through tomorrow, including catching up on the post. Six more orders to catch up on. As it stands, I am up to yesterday in terms of orders, which ain't too bad. So if all of those go out tomorrow, then that's only 48 hours, which is well within my time bracket. So that's pretty good to get up to date on that. So that's where we are. Catch you tomorrow. Wednesday, 9:57, the 4th of June, and it has been a busy morning. It is full all the way. Picked. What are we? We're talking 30 orders sitting up here. So apologies if I can't remember what you've seen. I think you've seen all of that. I think we started about here. One hand and one head. Easy. That one's international. I think that one's off to the States. A whole load of parts. And again, sometimes I'm bemused because surely those parts are easily, readily and more affordably available in the States, but happy to have the order all the same, no doubt. A whole bunch of white, a little bit of red, a little bit of tan, a little bit of dark green, a little bit of trans in there, a little bit of black, and some light blue grey. And that one, nice. A little selection of light blue grey in there. Someone building some kind of Formula One car, because we've got the Pirelli wheels that are parted out from that Visa Cash app the other day. Got a whole bunch of white. We've got some unusual kind of wedge slope plate things in there. We've got some windscreens, and we've got a whole load of Technic pins in tan, 80 of those in total. Down here we go, colourful all the way. A load of orange. Orange has been quite popular, with a lot of magenta, some dials, some control panels. That is colourful, like that one. Someone picking up a couple of those Ninjago figures that we came in recently. A little bit of orange and white, a whole lot of black, and some dark blue grey, mainly tiles and nice little bits in there. Yeah, colourful. Again, offset with the dark blue grey. Love the comment on this one from the buyer saying, go easy on the plastic bags and please make sure you send all the parts. I'm going to be honest, without getting into a rant, it's kind of the objective at the start of each order to send all the right parts. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you have a miscount. Sometimes you might lose a part when you kind of packing it. But generally, trying to get all the right parts in the right orders. A whole load of someone building some kind of tree type action here, I think, or something medieval. A load of white plates, a whole load of olive leaf parts. We may have already talked about that one from Belinda, I think, and that one perhaps. And then this is the one with the Space Baby. A whole lot of, I think this is Castle, to be honest, other than the Space Baby, obviously. Bright green, clearing me out of most of those things, clearing me out of dark blue grey masonry 1x4s, a whole load of kind of tree-y bits with some black bits thrown in there as well, and some dark green leaves. So lovely. 30 orders. Happy days. We are above average so far for the month. It's only 4 days old. Get a grip of yourself, Richie. A lot can happen, and it probably will, but it has been an absolute beasting on the parts. This was a lot, and I started picking at about what time did I start? I think I started at 7 a.m. this morning picking, and now it's what, 10, so that's 3 hours worth of picking this morning. A couple of orders came in overnight which have also been picked. There's a couple of parts yesterday that I was missing. Now I need to go back and refresh my memory about which ones they are to refund them. Schoolboy error. I did not make a note of it as I went through, and now I need to remember what they are as I go through, which is not ideal. Tip for young players, do your admin as you're going along, otherwise you end up in an absolute quagmire, there's a word, later on down the track when you're trying to reconcile what it is that you need to refund. Perfect timing as well for picking, because the iPad was about to run out of battery, so I need to do all of the post for all of this. Did end up with some parts that kind of shouldn't be there. Look at how dusty that desk is. Man, that needs a clean. So those 4 shouldn't be there, those shouldn't be there, and those don't exist according to my inventory. So again, auditing as we go, but So I need to get all of this cleared down, and then I can start putting some parts into the store. I need to catch up on parts that have now been cleared out of the store, which is looking like that, and a little bit on another sheet that I was still working on. There is a parcel to pick up from the Aramax I can't scan anything pharmacy in the middle of nowhere weirdness. Hopefully not everyone's going to be in there coughing and spluttering, given that there's a flu escalation and a COVID escalation here in WA. So yeah, why don't we just send people to collect parcels where ill people go? Brilliant. Great thinking, well done. Whoever came up with that scheme, it's a genius plan, and I really love your work. Not at all, you idiots. So, bit ranty again, but you seem to like the rants. But is it a rant? And is it really that? And while I'm at it, I'm just going for it now. Kind of Noah thinks I shouldn't talk about political things on the podcast. He thinks it's on the podcast? No, on my vlogs. He thinks it's a bit of a scary kind of territory to go into because it's kind of divisive, I guess. And he's right in some senses, but I really don't give a shit. Obviously, the bromance between the clown and the neo-Nazi Musk has come to a crashing end tonight, with Musk kind of chucking his toys out of his pram going, oh, this is disgusting. Now he's been sacked. But see, that's what happens when sycophants work with narcissists. It always ends in tears. So well done, you lot. You're doing a great job bringing the world into, or bringing the US into the greatest downturn since the COVID pandemic. You've done a great, outstanding job in your first 100 and whatever days. So nice one. But I know there will be comments down below, people very pro what he's doing and cutting jobs and alienating the world and supporting all sorts of other initiatives around the world, which I have very strong views about, which I won't talk about here. But yeah, it's a Wednesday morning rant. It's a bonus feature, which you weren't expecting. But let's get the postage done and we'll get back to some more brick-orientated content. So I mentioned some parts, and this is the BSX file. It was 5,000. This is my laptop. It is dusty. It was 5,219 parts, which ain't too bad. So I need to put these away. They're already in the store. There's some other bits in here that I picked up whilst I was away. One of those, I think it's the BWS one that I picked up. Not too exciting, but I did manage to get some of those new space torsos, although they're not listed. And I did manage to get an absolute wad of grass pieces. So some good parts that were added into the store whilst I was away. But we are under, what are we under? Let me just go back over here and double check. So we were at 593, were we, or something like that? And we are down to 590 after what has been a fairly solid old little sales time. 3 full bags of mail to take. Just going to quickly put this stuff away and then try and update some of my new spreadsheet a little bit. One of the things that was very interesting was my purchaser locations. Now, I haven't done kind of monthly updates for a long time, but WA, hang on, let me just highlight that, which is that line there, was kind of doing all right, doing really well. In fact, in March, they were the highest location, and in May, they were kind of a close third, so doing really well, which is cracking. And then we've got some other stats down there, all sorts of things like that in this new spreadsheet, which, as I've kind of mentioned already, does all the formulas for me as I go through. So first things first is actually putting away the parts, which are here. So I'm going to get on with that, and then I need to do some, is it work? I think that's what it is, before I can get back to trying to get out to the post office and collect these parts, which are at the dodgy chemist. So let's just crack into this. Okay, survived the pharmacy, and here are the parts. 3/4 just replenishing. 25% of these new parts, some interesting new additions coming in, some things that not had before. What else is in? Some cowls in white, in black, dark pink plumes, some of those. Yeah, some interesting new parts anyway to add into the store, and some other things that are just kind of stocking back up. So I'm going to get this BSX file done for this. Actually, the BSX file's done. It's about 4,000, nearly 5,000 parts, which is good, which will take us to a new record high, which is good stuff for a Wednesday, isn't it? I'm going to get this put away, and then I'm going to call it a day. Pretty much picked out for the day. There's one order come in on Brick Owl, certainly featuring in 35 shopping carts on Brick Owl, which is definitely much more than usual, which is good. Happy with that. But certainly nice to know that plenty of people are looking at the store on Brick Owl, which is good. So get this away, and then I'll give you a look at the BSX file. Okay, 4,668, 51 lots, not a bad little haul. $2,000 worth of parts, decent, taking us up to 594.5. Happy days. Lots to take a pounding of late as well. I mean, we are down 32 at the start of the week already, so some work to do in that department. But we are where we are, so good stuff. Good end to the day, and we'll be back with some picking tomorrow, I guess. No orders in on Bricklink, just the one over on Brick Owl, so tackle that one tomorrow. Thursday evening. It is, what time is it? Where's the time? There it is. 20 past 6. Picking done. 5 orders. Not particularly huge, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It means I can get on with doing some admin. A little bit of dark grey and light grey in amongst some reddish brown and stuff like that. Maybe General Grievous Starship, maybe, who knows. Medium Azure bike frame in that one, fairly rare. Another one of those chrome silver curved lightsaber hilts. That's the third in a week, proving popular. A whole bunch of black stuff and some other bits and pieces all mangled in there. Lovely. And 4 of the 16 by 16 light blue grey base plates, a whole load of dark blue grey, including a lot of circular plates and things, and again more circular plates and things in that, so perhaps some kind of castle medieval Viking type thing going on. 5 all in all. Lovely. Couple of shipping requests, one for a set, one for an instructions and a minifigure piece, that then requested domestic letter. The instructions was bigger than my small boxes, so it would have had to go in those bigger ones that are down there, which meant it would need more than just 2 stamps. They came back and queried that. Fair enough. People want to get things as cheap as they possibly can. Went back and said, yes, that is the price because of this, that and the other, and the weight of it. I have picked up which one was it? David Jones. Buy 2 and get 25% off, which brought those down to $22, which is the same price as I managed to pick them up on Amazon, although there was a limit of 5. And when I tried to do 2 orders, it said I couldn't do it because it was going to the same address. And I picked up another couple of these. I picked up Williams and Red Bull, although the scanner app wasn't working in store, although it is tonight. So now I've got BWS, Red Bull and Williams in those, but I will get those into the store at some point. I did do a whole bunch of admin last night. I don't know whether I even showed that. I did a whole lot of spreadsheet updating, and I took the recycling out, and I didn't get to sorting that out, but that's kind of where we're up to heading into Friday, which the plan for Friday is to try and get some parts into the store. Whether I'm going to do a part out or whatnot, I don't know. There's obviously sets to part out in the cupboard, but they're all fairly kind of involved. so to speak, to get a volume of parts, which is what I'm looking for. So I might go to the Lego store at lunchtime in an effort to see whether or not I can score an easy win on some parts, which is terribly lazy, but that's where we're at the moment, trying to keep this ticking along. I'm just about to do the postage on these, and then I'm going to finish doing my admin in terms of catching up on these parts, so that I can do a couple of parts orders, probably from some other Bricklink stores, look for some stores with a sale. There was a question in one of the videos about how I utilise VIP points, which I still need to answer. I don't know at this stage whether I'm going to answer it in the video where I'm doing the picking, or whether or not I'm going to answer questions separately. I need to go back to the video and see if there's more than one question to make it worthwhile doing. But if you got to this point and you didn't watch the picking bit and you skipped it because you think this is shit boring, you maybe need to go back and check that out again. more views, brilliant. No, it's not a clickbait. I'll tell you in a little bit whether or not I did or not. I'll be honest with you, so you don't waste your time if you hate that kind of thing. Other than the rants, we obviously haven't had any ladder action, but for those of you that like the ladder, there she blows. She's a good one, isn't she? Hey, loving the ladder. And the other thing I need to do at the weekend is go to IKEA. Two things happening there. There are some spaces here and there for some 5 litres and some 2 litre tubs, so some of those need to be acquired. And there's a drawer sticking out there, which is a disaster waiting to happen, isn't it? And there's one missing there. Where's that one? Where is 360? Where's he gone? Oh, he's up there. He's empty. He needs some parts, doesn't he? So we need to sort that out. I need to come up with a system for figuring out where I've got empty drawers as well, because I would like to say I would leave them open a bit, but I never shut any doors, as my wife will testify to. Like cupboard doors and wardrobes and things, I never close the doors, as I'm being told. Equally, she can never empty a bin, so we're equal. But postage, I'll get on with that rather than bitching and moaning, shall I? Saturday morning. Friday kind of got skipped. Work kind of got in the way of that. So what happened? Not a lot, to be honest. What's that? Six small orders. But yeah, weird. A few kind of tiles and some hingey things there. Some trans brown tiles there. A Labrador and some plates. A couple of microphones. Some curves and things in that one, some jump plates and some other randoms in there, and some long axles off to New Zealand there. And that literally is all that's happened through Thursday night through Friday and now Saturday morning. So a very, very slow end to the week, which is a bit bizarre. I did pop out yesterday and pick up some more of those, more at that $22 price point, so that's pretty decent. Also picked up a couple of these which are on discount for parting out later today, and I did go to Karen Yop Lego store for the world's worst pick a brick wall, and just picked up some parts that I needed to replenish. Full disclosure, I picked up a whole bunch of those to fill the pot because I was getting those panels, and you obviously have this recess which is wasted space, so I filled it with those, which means there was a lot of volume going in. Uploaded those last night as well. It was like almost 2,000 parts going in, which is pretty decent. I still need to sort those out, which is a good thing. I don't know where that takes us with the store. One second while I move the screen. I'm not sure where it takes us in terms of part count. Over the 595 to 9, almost to 596. So that 700 pieces in that, which will take us over the 596, which ain't too bad. Should that be the only part out? I've got a bunch of these coming as well from Amazon, so I'm going to keep one for the store, and then I'm going to part out 10 of those. And there's some plo coons. coming as well, all up to date apart from one piece on that, which is a printed tile, which is in one of these sets. Can't remember which one it is now. I think it's in the mix, that one, like a control panel, which brings us all up to date on that. Spreadsheet nerdiness continued, and tonight, well, this afternoon, Noah, Jason and I recorded the third podcast, and then next week I'm going to be doing a giveaway, whole bunch of sets. I'm going to do like a follower giveaway, so tune in next week for all of the kind of the details on that. I'll probably not do it as a separate video. I'm just going to do it as the kind of this kind of in the vlog, so it's really only people that are watching the vlog that are going to get the gen, and I'll probably put it over the bit where I'm doing something on time lapse, so that really it's only the hardcore people that actually get a chance to watch it, because I'm sure like people would skip that bit. But anyway, that's a little Easter egg for everybody to be aware of. I don't know why I pace up and down while I'm yapping away, but I kind of do. Where are we up to around here? We're kind of filling up. Not that we're short of space. We've got all of that all the way down there and all of the other side as well. So plenty room. All of this, lovely. So yeah, that's where we're at. Just going to try and get some parts in today and complete doing my BAS. Is it my BAS or is it my activity statement? I can't remember. It's whether it's the personal or business one that's due, but one's due. I need to get that done, which is why I was doing the new spreadsheet, so that I can start automating some of this stuff as I go, rather than having to do it in a batch all along. And then next week I can also start talking about this tool that I've been demoing in the background. Developers been working on a bit of software that I believe they're going to release publicly next week. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but they've asked me not really to talk about it until next week at the earliest. So hopefully I'll be able to talk about it next week. But it's been a very interesting process working with this tool and seeing how powerful it is in terms of the things that it can do right now and the things it'll be able to do in the future. There are some other things out there at the moment similar, and there are some like Bricklink does some of the functionality as well. So interesting that lots of people are starting to get into using the APIs and things like that, but I'll be able to talk about that next week. Anyway, going to get this done, and then the missus and I are going to go for breakfast, given that it is only, what time is it? It's only 9:20 on a Saturday morning, and I've already done the picking. Oh well, maybe it'll be a busy Saturday. We shall see. Okay, it is Saturday afternoon. Back and been nerding out. Yeah, the road to 1 million. Just kind of reworking the figures for the month, so that I can kind of get ascertain where we're at. So we're just a fraction over 4% of inventory through May, so not at that 6 and above percentage that we did in January and February, but yeah, interesting all the same. How that's affected some of the charts, as you can see, kind of sales tracking pretty low, and that's pretty much because the range between now and 1 million is kind of steep. I think that's why it is. Uploads, that's kind of where we're tracking. After a bit of a dip, we are bouncing back and chasing after. I mean, this curve really should be a lot smoother, but the way the calculation works, it has uploads coming in chunks for some reason. It tends to smooth out in sections for some reason. Projected versus actual revenue is a little bit weird as well at the moment, but that's kind of a consequence of April and then rebounding, so we'll see. It's probably going to take another month or two for that one to flatten out, and then because of the kind of the downturn, if you like, in kind of projected sales versus whatnot, and then the calculation of postage, the percentage of that needs to be adjusted at the moment. But what you see here is the actual cost versus that charge, so that buffer is pretty much kind of like the handling fee that pays for the packaging and stuff like that, so that margin should stay pretty consistent throughout. It changes here because I kind of moved out of having quite so many domestic letter options, which is good. Store inventory, as you can see, we're only slightly behind where we need to be at this point, which is pretty good. So if we can keep on track, that'll be good. And in terms of the all-important profit versus estimated, we're over, which is a good thing given that things have been pretty crazy, and that is that percentage stock sale thing. And as you can see, kind of January, February were pretty good, March, April in decline, and then May came back, so that's pretty good. And then I've been nerding out massively on this one, which has got all sorts in there, which kind of talks about percentage breakdowns and things like that. And then all the way down the bottom, it's got Bricklink fans and the areas that they came from and all of that kind of craziness, really, which is all good. I need to kind of put some columns at the side here to keep some running totals for some separate things, but that's pretty much where we've got to with all of that. I am about to do the part out, which will be 2 of those. Just going to do 2 for now, but there's a fair amount of volume of yellow stuff, which, as we know, yellow tends to sell quite well. These arrived, all in good nick, which is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty good. As I say, I'm going to keep one of these for the store, and then the others will get parted out. I don't know what kind of parts are in that. I think that windscreen might not be very usual, but everything else looks a fairly bog standard part apart from the minifigures. So that could be something that could be parted out without actually needing the part out inventory, so to speak. You could probably get that up without needing all of the inventory to do it, which I might have a little look at in a minute. But that's always a good thing to have in the back of your mind when you're thinking of doing stuff. But yeah, it's getting a bit crazy there. So I'm going to start doing the part out. I'm going to put the vlog together. It has been a bit of a short one this week for one reason or another, mainly because I've been busy doing other stuff in it. But the usual craziness all over the desk, which I'll endeavour to tidy up over the next couple of days. But yeah, catching up with Noah and Jason, and a special guest for the pod this week, which will be out soon enough, so keep your eye out for that. And obviously, as I've already kind of said, if you've skipped the picking bit from this and you want to hear what I talked about, because it wasn't all just music, you're going to have to go back and watch it again. If you're not bothered, don't worry. And next week we're going to have a bit of a giveaway for marking the 2,000 subscribers thing, so be sure to tune in somewhere in the video to figure out what it is and how to win. So thanks for watching.